In South Carolina, Deputy Terrence Knox pulled over a 70-year-old man named Bobby Dean Canipe after noticing his white Ford pickup truck had expired tags. So Knox said that he told Canipe to stay in the vehicle, but the man just disobeyed the order. Now remember, this is just the side of the officer. We have not seen the dashboard cam yet, and the dashboard cam could prove or disprove what he's saying. So then this 70-year-old man grabbed his cane out of his trunk bed, and what did the officer do? Well, he immediately assumed that it was a gun and shot the senior citizen in the chest. Incredible. So the bullet actually pierced this guy's lung, but somehow he's still alive and in the hospital. So this is a crazy story of, yet again, a police officer acting too quickly, too abrupt, just assuming the worst. And I get it, man. Police officers have a very hard job, and a lot of them mean well and do a great job. But in this case, clearly this guy was in the wrong. You shot a 70-year-old man. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? So now we have this story, and then remember, recently we had a story, it was on Addicting Info. It was an anonymous tip. I think it was in Florida. Somebody gave an anonymous tip that said a certain house they were creating meth in there. They were making meth. And so what do the cops do? They bust down the door. They kicked in the door to the senior citizen's room, and they opened fire. Just an old dude. An old dude was sitting in his bed. He got lit up. He died. He got shot, I don't even know how many times. Craziness. And what happened? There was no meth in the room. Whoa! Like, you think that this is shit that only happens in, like, you know, Zaire or Zimbabwe or Soviet Russia. No, this is happening in America. Believe you me, it's happening here. And also there was the story where the police officer killed a young teenage kid who was holding his Wii controller. It was an officer that came to the house to serve parole or probation papers to the father and just saw the kid holding the Wii controller, immediately assumed it was a gun, killed the kid. What are you doing? What is this, man? How many stories have we read like this? There's so many of these stories, and I know this is an outlandish thing to say. Nobody really holds this opinion, but I've come to this conclusion based off, there's so many stories, we just can't continue like this. What we should do in America, the rounds that should be in the gun, okay, you can have regular bullets on you, but the rounds that should be in your gun should be dummy rounds, incapacitating rounds. You shoot somebody, you incapacitate them for 10 minutes, or some sort of human tranquilizer that puts them out for a half hour or whatever, because obviously the shoot first policy and the loaded gun policy is failing tremendously because you kill so many innocent people in the process of doing your job. I'm not saying you can't have guns. You can have guns, okay? But it has to be... maybe keep the guns in the car, or keep the ammo separate from the gun that you have available at all times. And the initial rounds should not be live rounds because you've killed so many innocent people.